Alright, this is Car Rants. Rant today has to do with Ben Shapiro, in particular, a little disagreement that he and Steven Crowder have. I'm going to put this out there. I do not like Ben Shapiro's show. I like his debates and the Thug Life videos. I'm just not a big fan of his show, and it's the opposite from Crowder, actually. I really like his show, and I don't think he's the greatest debater. But both much more talented than I am. Gotta say something though to old Benny Shapiro. What is up with the little debate that you and Crowder have about how college students should act with their liberal professors? I don't quite understand this, and I'm gonna walk you through it and explain why. So, the disagreement is that Ben Shapiro says that if you have these, far leftist or liberal or blah 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 professors, just go to the class, agree with them, write the paper the way they want it, turn it in, get a good grade. And then once you have a degree, go out into the real world and boom, pwn on them there by just making a bunch of money and speaking your mind in the real world. Alright. And Crowder says kind of the opposite though. I think there's a happy medium. And I want to talk specifically to Ben Shapiro about this happy medium because the way that I found this happy medium, not only through my own personal experiences, but particularly from the Old Testament. Now, Benny, I believe you flaunt your Judaism all over the place. Have you not heard of the story of Daniel, the book of Daniel? Is this eluded you in all of your studies or something? Because what is it again? How is it that God tells Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego? How does he tell these guys, Daniel and all them, to go and behave under the Babylonians and King Nebuchadnezzar? Doesn't he basically say, hey, go and, be a part of their community and their social life and their economics, but work hard and don't lose your morals and don't lose the laws of Moses that I gave to you. No matter what happens, stick up for your beliefs, but you can still be a part of the community. In fact, you'll probably thrive because I've taught you to be a hard worker and to care for your neighbor. And if you're a hard worker and you care for your neighbors are going to like you and you're going to succeed because you're a hard worker. So and so on and so forth. And that's basically what happens to Daniel. Now, I know that it's a little different what they were going through and what college students go through in college. But it's different in the sense that it was more extreme for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and all these people that were taken out of Israel. I mean, think about it. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown in a freaking fire because, what? They refused to worship another god? Now, isn't this kind of like standing by the principles with your professors? Isn't it kind of the same sort of idea here, Benny? Let's think about this. Let's analyze it just a little bit. I mean, they're going through a much more extreme scenario. Let's remember this. But they could have easily just been like, hey God, I'm not really praying. I don't really believe these false idols are gods, but I'm going to pray just so they don't throw me into a fire pit. That seems reasonable. But God's like, no, you stick to your principles. That's the godly way to be. You stick to the laws of Moses. You stick to what's right. No matter what, and I will protect you. This is Judaism. This is the Old Testament. I'm not quoting Jesus here, Ben. I'm quoting your Old Testament. And you're telling people to do the complete opposite of what the entire book of Daniel basically focuses on. Of how to not lose the teachings and the laws and the morals of God. No matter what society you're in, you'll actually thrive if you hold on to those morals. Like going to a very liberal school and holding on to your principles. Now, yes, you can be tactful about it. Daniel and Shadrach and Meshach, all these guys, they weren't going around Babylon like, you guys are worshiping false gods, and I'm right and you're wrong, and you should listen to me. No, they were living their life. They were flaunting it in front of people, but when those people tried forcing them to say something that they knew to be false or inaccurate or untrue or something that they did not believe, they simply were like, no, I won't do that. I won't worship this false god. I won't agree to this false ideology. ideology, that's how you say it. This is your religion. I mean, it's my religion too. I'm a Christian, but the same Old Testament. I find it quite funny how much you flaunt and I'm a proud Jew and proud Jewish and proud to be Jewish, which is fine. You should be. I love the Jewish community, Judeo-Christian values all the way. But if you're going to flaunt it like that, one of the main principles, one of the main guys of Judaism is Daniel, and you're ignoring his entire teachings, the entire message of that book. And for why? Why? Because were you too scared to stand up for what you believed in college? Because you think life should be easy? Is that what Judaism teaches? Is just take the easy road, not the more difficult road? I mean, I know that's a Christian thing, enter through the narrow gates and all. But seeing as Christ was Jewish, I'm pretty sure it's a Jewish thing too. So this is my rant today, October 26, 2018. Old Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder disagreement. I cannot figure out how Ben Shapiro does not see that what he's telling college kids to do at liberal schools is not going direct confrontation to the teachings of the Old Testament, the Torah, specifically, in this case, Daniel. Benny, if you ever see this, which I doubt you will, I'd like a response. I don't dislike you as a person, obviously, but I want to know how you can rectify being Jewish, knowing and understanding the teachings in the book of Daniel, and then telling kids to do this when they go to school. They don't add up, they don't match up together, and I think you know this. I just don't know if you ever thought of it this way. If you have, then you're being pretty hypocritical. Sorry. But calls them like 'cause sees them.